What's up, everybody? We're back with the Backforty podcast, episode 2.
Dang.
We succeeded. We did another episode.
Numero dos. For our few viewers out there, as you can see, I've upgraded my game. I found this old gaming headset that I haven't used probably since before COVID or at the start of COVID. But yeah, I figured it's a little better than the AirPods. So yeah, now you get to hear my crispy voice.
Crispy, sounding
good. Gaming headset. But
that's right, bro.
Hey, the mic's decent. So
yep, it'll sound good, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. So we talked last week after our first episode. We're like, they probably don't know what Backforty means. So we should probably jump into that a little bit. So Anthony, would you like to enlighten our viewers and listeners on what Backforty is?
Yeah, and you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong on some of these facts. I don't know. There's only like one. So we talked about Whitworth in the last episode, and Whitworth is not a giant campus. It's kind of a loop. I think we mentioned that. But behind the campus, there's more of this sort of rolling hillies type of area. Looks kind of construction-y, or at least it did the last couple of years we were there. But it has this name called the Backforty, and I believe it's 40 acres of land. Correct? Yep. Is that? Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
I feel dumb having to like fact check myself on that, but it's probably not exactly 40 acres. I mean, come on.
It's about 40.
It's about 40, but yeah, it makes for like a really good little workout, like running trail, because you kind of go down in elevation, but then you got to go back up, and there's some nice flat parts. You know, also for some of those kids at night, you know, they might be doing some sketchy stuff in the Backforty. I may or may not have heard some stories about some different activities that go on back there.
We're starting off strong, bro.
Yeah, we are. No, I don't know.
We smoked a cigar with Ben Hills.
We did
back
smoke
there.
a cigar back there. We
Yeah,
did.
That's illegal.
See,
on there,
stuff
on that
like
campus.
that. Our campus was a no smoking campus, so that was pretty edgy for two sophomores. Were we sophomores back then?
I believe so. Yeah. So I mean, totally legal because we were 18 at least.
Exactly. But I don't know. I'd say smoking cigars is probably on like the middle tier of activities that were going on. I don't know.
Definitely would have got a slap on the wrist for it. But like, yeah, that's the Backforty was just a series of trails and a big loop. There was a big dirt loop, like running around the whole open field and hill and stuff. So I've done a lot of runs back there, and so have you.
Yes, some good memories back there. Just good workouts. When it do you remember like when it used to snow a lot? There'd be like crazy people who they wouldn't just like sled, but people would take their fucking Subarus and shit and like tie ropes to the back of them, and like they'd be skiing or like snowboarding and shit.
100%.
It's insane.
Yeah, pretty redneck right there. But that's
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, the Backforty, the reason we named it after that is it was a spot where you could go and really take it all in, get a good run in. It was beautiful. And it was also just like everyone knew what the Backforty was at Whitworth. So we all, it was kind of just a common thing. So, that's the name. That's the reason behind the name of this show is.
And one more thing that I just thought of as you were talking about it is, like I've realized too, like I've taken some walks back there as well. Like a lot of people walk and have good conversations. So, I think that's good. The Backforty, I'm sure a lot of Whitworth students and even just local Spokanites or whatever have had some good convos there. So I think it works.
You and I have had good conversations back there before.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's the reason for the name. And it was something that we had in common. So we just went with it. So, yeah, man. But we have a fun episode ahead of us.
Yes, we do.
So we thought it'd be fun. The first thing to do is share a little bit about the holidays that we just went through. So Christmas and New Year's and all that. And Anthony, what I'm wearing right now, this is one of my gifts.
Okay.
From Jordan. This is Brian Head.
Brian Head, Utah.
Yep, that's and I got a Brian Head shirt as well. I like
nice.
I like hiking, going outdoors and stuff like that. So this was a good gift for me. And we kept it kind of small. Jordan's my wife. Jordan and I, we kept it kind of small this year because we spent so much goddamn money this year.
Funny. I think a lot of people will relate to that, including myself.
100%. Like, I mean, we had our wedding, we had honeymoon, and we had just like so much stuff. I'm in grad school. She's studying for the DAT, like all this craziness. So we kept it kind of low key. I bought her some shoes and stuff. But for my birthday, she got me this, which it's the 2nd gen AirPod Pros.
Ooh.
Dude.
Dang.
Insane. These things, like, they made me feel like I went deaf for a second because their noise canceling is so intense. It's so like
got the spatial audio, right?
Yes, 100%. And it's like, so I tested them out on a run. Amazing, bro. So I'm pretty pleased with my Christmas grab this year, but I don't know. It's who cares, I was just excited to spend it with family, but that was my thing this year. So what did you get?
Yeah, no, I definitely I might get roasted by my girlfriend Emily by this, but we kind of decided to do very low key like gifting things, and my gifts may or may not be here already. So like that was a little, but no, like it was fine. We both kind of she might have a different opinion, but the way I understood it at least is like we're keeping it pretty low key this year and stuff, which is good. But yeah, like you were just saying at the end, I think what I just really appreciate about the holiday season is just getting to see family and spending that time together, and doing different traditions and things that are unique to everyone's individual families and stuff. So also you forgot to mention like we had birthdays around this time too. So Spencer, for those of you know, probably I think most of you know, his birthday December 27th, and then me December 29th. So 2 Capricorns running this podcast.
Boy, that's right.
but yeah, I'm trying to think about some like highlighted gifts. I totally forgot. A little bit off topic, but I met with Casey just a couple days ago. Casey and Amariah were in town here, and we were talking about Christmas and things we got. And Casey got a PS5, and I totally forgot to tell him. I also got a PS5, so that's pretty cool because I haven't really been gaming in a long time. And I don't think Emily was too stoked about me getting back into the gaming, but that's okay because I'm gonna leave it in Oregon when I go back to school here in a couple of weeks because I don't know how the hell I'm gonna get a PS5 on a plane. But
bro, once you're done with grad school, like what else are you gonna do with your free time?
Exactly. No, it'll be good. So.
Dude, I'm so jealous. I've wanted a PS5 for so long. And like,
hey man, the AirPods are pretty cool too.
They are. No,
I'm just kidding.
You're just kidding. Yeah, no, I hear it. No, I like my brother-in-law has a PS5. You two got a PS5 now. I'm like, I need to get on board so I can game with you guys.
Get on the train. Yeah. By the way, this was a gift from my mom. So shout out to my mom. Really, really great gift. Didn't have to spend that much money on me, but definitely appreciate that.
It's really nice.
The other fun thing that happened on my birthday. We got to get into what you did on your birthday, but the people watching this podcast that have lived with me will know that Bithel and gambling are kind of a relationship, and we can get into that maybe another time on the podcast. Back from the old 5 Mile house.
Well, please share your birthday.
That's all. That's all to say. I went to the casino for my birthday, and it was all the money that I gambled was not my own. Thankfully, I was funded by my family on that. But probably the highlight of the night is I was down probably like $50 or something out of like the money I was using, birthday money, and I went to the roulette table, and it was the 29th, my birthday. So I put like a little bit of money on black and then a little bit of money on the black 29, and it hit right there. Cashed out $350.
Let's go.
Not a bad way. Not a bad way to end the birthday celebration. Yeah. So, anyways, how was your birthday? What did you do?
That's pretty good. I didn't win $350. I'll tell you that much. But
oh, so you went to the casino too?
No, I did not. I'm not. I don't know, dude. This is gonna sound so terrible as a Las Vegas resident, but
no, I feel like it's not. Here.
But like, I don't know how to carry myself in a casino. I don't. Like, I'm so like nervous, because I'm like used to, the movies like. In casinos, they're like always watching you, and then like they'll come like break your hand if you like do the wrong thing or whatever. So I'm always so.
Hey man, you look like a card counter with that hat on, the hoodie, like you probably be on.
Yeah. Well, like that's the thing. I'm terrible at gambling, so it's not like they would love me because I would just give all my money away to them. I'd lose in blackjack too often. I don't know, right? They would love. I'm the perfect customer. But I don't know how to, what I'm most scared of is those dudes who sit and play blackjack like all day long. And I come and sit at the table and I screw them up somehow and they get pissed off at me. That's like what I'm most nervous about, which it's irrational.
Oh, yeah. But I think that would more apply to like poker or something where you can there's a little more like, obviously if you're counting cards, like, blackjack, there's a skill to counting cards, but if you're playing like Texas Hold'em, like there's some psychological things and like skill things where like I guess maybe if you went to a table and you're the new guy, but then again I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, I'm not opposed to like beating somebody in Hold'em. That's fine.
Right.
Like I'm okay with that because like I know the game at least. Like with blackjack, I don't know how I'd be screwing it up. That's the problem. Like I'm like, hit me.
You just hit or don't hit or stand.
Whatever.
But now the interesting thing too that I'll add, and you've probably seen this maybe a little bit in Vegas too, is like the automation of like some of those card games now. They have like virtual blackjack or virtual poker or virtual roulette, where it's just like I'm not sure how they do it. It's obviously like because some of it looks like it's real people, like doing this stuff, but I don't know that it's streamed either, so I'm not sure what it is. Some of it is definitely like just a computer program and it's like a thing like that, but I've always wondered how they like regulate that kind of stuff, because when it's a computer that's processing all the odds and the payouts and stuff, that's a little sketchy. 100%. But I don't know, like it's probably the same with a human too, like the house always wins and stuff, but anyways, I digress.
Anyway, me too. I digress too. My birthday, all we did, not all we did. I had a good time. So, we played pickleball. Have you played pickleball ever?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
so
2v2 or 1v1?
Yeah, 2v2. So I had, so I live pretty close to my in-laws as well, and my whole family on Jordan's side was all in town. And so we all went to play pickleball for like 2 hours, and we brought like food and drinks and some beers and all that. And we just like, whacked the ball at each other and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of fun. And then we just kind of played board games at home the rest of the evening. And then I came down with like an awful sickness. Like Jordan was feeling so shitty. And then I caught that. And so it was like I had a fever. I had
no Rona?
It wasn't, well, maybe it was Rona.
You didn't test.
Okay. I did. Well, you're calling me out.
No. Who cares about, okay. We don't need to get that edgy.
No.
It could have been.
I don't think it was Rona. And the reason I'm saying that is because when we did the shots for Rona at Whitworth, like
The shot, you like the vaccine.
the vaccines. Yes, we got vaccinated at Whitworth. I felt way different than I did last week. And maybe it's still coronavirus. I don't know. I feel like it was a different thing. It felt more like a fever, flu kind of deal, and I was shaking, and I had to like break the fever. So I don't know if that's.
You had like Did you have the chills and stuff?
Yeah, I had like chills. It was awful, man. And it happened after my birthday, like right around yours.
Okay,
I was getting the chills and all that. So,
yeah.
So my birthday was really fun, and I enjoyed it. For me personally.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too eventful. There was nothing really crazy. My dad cooked some buffalo steaks.
Ooh,
that was pretty
okay.
Good. They were like little buffalo sliders, insanely good.
That's awesome.
It was kind of a normal birthday, man. So, and
did you have a sorry, go ahead.
I got the AirPods that day.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, yeah.
Nice. Did you have like a birthday drink of choice? Did you have like some whiskey or kept it alcohol free or what? I don't know what.
No, I definitely downed some whiskey that night. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
Yeah, I was wobbling back to my casita.
Man, your birthdays are always a good excuse to have a little bit of fun. And
what about you? You were at the casino, so I'm sure there was some tequila involved.
There was some Colorado Kool-Aid. There was actually no tequila, but Coors Light.
Oh, Coors, okay.
And I think I had a gin and tonic too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just beer and stuff. Yeah, I was definitely having a good time by the end. So yeah,
that's awesome, man. All right, yeah. Well, you said you had a curveball for me today.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. So I actually, by the way, podcast Spencer and I did not discuss this topic before we hopped on. So this is just right off the top. But I'm not sure. Obviously, some of our friends that are watching this know that we're big. I don't know, maybe not Spencer as much anymore, but like big sports has been a big part of our friendship, at least a little bit. Like we've been in fantasy football league and that kind of thing. And obviously you grew up a Seahawks fan and all that. But anyways, I'm sure whether or not you like sports, the biggest story of the past few days has been Damar Hamlin and that situation that happened on Monday Night Football, obviously a primetime game where that has a lot of eyes. And, a scary thing happened where, he collapsed on the field after a tackle. Obviously a really rare incident where they had to, a lot of times in football, you'll see players carted off or maybe they're knocked unconscious for a little bit. But I believe this is the first time in a while that they had to administer CPR to a player on the field, which obviously being a player in that situation, I can't imagine like seeing your teammate, receiving, life-saving CPR like on the football field that, you're playing on in front of, thousands of fans and millions of people. But luckily, the good news is that as we are talking about this right now, he seems to have, recovered pretty well from that. And my understanding from the past couple hours is that he is still kind of using a breathing tube, so he's not talking, but he is awake and he's communicating with doctors by writing. And actually, this is kind of a cool thing. The first thing that he wrote down, or one of the first things, according to the doctors, was he asked who had won the game. And that just goes to show you the competitive nature of these guys and like where his head's at. Obviously, I'm sure he's not fully aware of everything that has happened. But the doctors, I think their response was like, you won the game of life. Like, you should not be like here right now. Like you barely survived that. But anyways, so I know I'm kind of on this rant, but actually the topic that I had that I thought was really interesting, that happened on the Twitter sphere during this time of tragedy and angst. And, people were really obviously emotional about it because a lot of us witnessed this live on TV, and you don't see that a lot, is that one of the most popular sports commentators in the media, Mr. Skip Bayless, and I don't even know if you know this, he made a tweet that literally, I think, almost went as viral as the horrific injury itself. And people were extremely mad at Skip. And I'll just pull up the tweet real
Yeah.
quick if
Yeah,
I can find it.
I heard about this tweet. My dad follows him, and he made that tweet, and it was like, I instantly had a guttural reaction, just like, oh, So
Right. And so oh man, and he didn't delete it either. So I think it's still up. But I'll give Skip a little bit of credit, I guess, for sticking to his guns, even though I don't necessarily agree with him on, his defense of it. But sorry, viewers.
no, it's okay.
Let me
I'll
just
say
find it. He
this.
might have actually taken down.
I'll say this to fill the time a little bit. I was sitting there watching. I came in to the house right after it happened. So he had collapsed from, I believe it was cardiac arrest, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And my dad said, he's like, hey, yeah, they're in delay. They've been in delay for like 20 minutes or something because of the situation that happened. And it was heartbreaking. It was a heartbreaking scene. All the teammates, I mean, imagine that your teammate collapses, you're friends with this guy.
Absolutely.
I mean, they were tear ridden. I got to say this. I was surprised they went as long suspending the game. I feel like they should have canceled it a lot quicker. Because
okay, yeah,
like that's my perspective. When it's one thing when a guy tears his ACL, he gets off they take him off the field and he's waving, or he's like, at least he's healthy. It's another thing when the dude is out and they're giving compressions and trying to save a guy's life. I feel like that's an instant cancel. So I don't know if that's, maybe that's too optimistic of me, but I didn't like how it went on for like an hour suspension. Like, what's going to happen? It should have been pretty quick. But continue on. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll get into that, but I'll read the tweet here for the people that don't know. So Skip Bayless, big media personality, has his own show with Shannon Sharp, who's a former NFL player. But so Skip's tweet that caught a lot of traction reads, "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome. ... Which suddenly seems so irrelevant." So you can see how people take that first part of the tweet as being really insensitive, because I think people were arguing that he's almost dehumanizing the player and shifting most of the focus on, the game instead of, the human being that's playing it. Now, the way Skip defends himself, and he says it in his next tweet, is that nothing is more important than that young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry if that was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I prayed for him and will continue to. And Skip has a couple tweets before the controversial one that, where he was just sort of reacting like everyone to what was happening on the field. But the one tweet that gained controversy had 166 million views, over 108,000 quoted tweets, and 44.7 thousand likes. So, obviously a really big response was made by former professional athletes, current professional athletes. They obviously had a problem with what Skip said, and it got to the point where, people are still, I think, kind of calling for him to be fired from the Fox Sports Network. Shannon Sharp on this Monday decided not to go on their show the first day. All right, I'm sorry, not on Monday, but on Tuesday following the Monday night incident. And he returned on Wednesday, yesterday, and him and Skip kind of had this awkward like interaction during Shannon's opening monologue that you can look up if you're interested. But anyways, I guess the point of this, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, is that I'll be honest, and maybe I have a differing opinion than you, Spence, and maybe some of you viewers. I would say I'm not really a Skip Bayless fan, but like I do watch a lot of the Undisputed show, and I do agree with some of the things Skip says. I think a lot of it is kind of a character too. Like he's trying to say things controversial that he knows is going to get a response, not in this specific situation, but just in general. But I think honestly, like the tweet kind of was a little bit misunderstood, like he was saying, and I think it was worded really poorly, and he definitely should have taken it down and like apologized for it and everything. But I also think that in times of tragedy and things that are as they're happening in the moment, there is like sort of this mob mentality, and Skip's a really easy target because people hate him, rightfully so. Like everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think he has some pretty heinous takes sometimes, but it's almost like really interesting how people will respond so emotionally to something that I don't think, like, if you just read the words, like it's not like he said something crazy like just drag the guy off the field and then let's play the game. I think that's how some people took it, and maybe you can interpret it that way. But I just wanted to get your opinion on this, like, sort of mob mentality that happens sometimes during tragedies or things that happen where, it's almost like, in my opinion, I feel like people have to try and find, like, an evil person or something to get mad about. And Skip Bayless was a perfect target. And I think what you touched on, too, a little bit is the NFL was a big target as well for, their response as it was going on. But anyways, I've talked a lot about that, and I know we're getting close to time there, but we can delay it a little bit.
I texted 10-minute delay.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, bro. No, honestly, okay, let me say this. I think it is very easy. Hold on. Did I lose you? Are you on there on the other side? I think I lost Anthony. Let's see. I'm going to make a cut. Sorry about that, guys. Just quick cut. Anthony's internet went down, so we're back. No worries. All right, Anthony, to answer your question and give some thoughts on the situation, I'll say this, number one. It is easy from an outside perspective to make a quick judgment call about how I would act differently, or I would do this in a better way. To be honest, the NFL probably got information that a player was injured, and so they didn't know, and then all that kind of silliness, and so they just didn't make a quick decision. So the NFL, and it's a corporation, so it's not like a one guy says it and then it just ends, right? They have multiple people they have to let know at the same time what to do. And they have broadcasters and all that kind of stuff. So that one makes a little more sense to me. I'll say this for number one, Twitter is a hellhole.
Yes.
I had Twitter for a while. I followed people, and I realized my mental well-being went out the goddamn window when I scrolled on Twitter for too long. Like,
it's mostly negative, right?
It's mostly negative. It's like it gets in your head, and you're reading terrible news all the time, and controversial things get put to the top. And so it makes sense to me that Skip got blasted like he did. It's Twitter. It's like that's what's going to happen. But I got to say this. I think Skip knows what he's doing. I mean, I can't sit here and say Skip is not, like you said, he's a controversial figure already. He says, I mean, have you seen the YouTube videos of him debating himself on Undisputed
exactly.
about Aaron Rodgers? It's like, it's the funniest thing in the world because he just says contradictory things all the time. So I got to be honest when I say I think he knows what he was doing, and to me, it felt like a tweet that was like, look at this is gonna be crazy. What's the NFL gonna do? Blah blah blah. I don't think it was the right timing for it. I'm certain other people thought that. Obviously, I mean that's one thing that the mob mentality does ignore sometimes. Is like plenty of other people thought that in the moment. Like, what's going to happen in the game? What are they going to? It's it's playoffs almost, right? And so what's going to happen? But it just wasn't the time for it, because you didn't know if the guy was alive or dead. That was it. Like now that he's alive and we know he's recovering, it's a different conversation 100%. about the continuation of this game. But the word is right there. It's a game, right? It's not, and so he can make that tweet 2 days later.
Yeah.
That's what I think. He can make it like, I don't know what the ramifications of this delay are going to be. That might mess with the playoff schedule. It might do whatever. He's just, I think he definitely put himself as a target just by not saying the right thing at the right time, which is the way Twitter works. It's like, you gotta expect that. So
now the only thing I will say, kind of like I was saying before, and it's just like, obviously Skip's an easy target, but what I didn't think people realize is that if you actually watched like the Monday Night Football progress, there was somebody in the ears of probably over at ESPN, asking, I can't remember her name. I want to say Ramona Shelbourne, but I know it's not her. I can't remember. But they were basically, while the information was still coming out, because obviously the players were the first to visually see the CPR and understand how serious the situation was. But during the postponement, like the Sports Center and like ESPN people were like asking the main people calling the game, like Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and like Booger McFarland, who's on like the MNF cast, they were asking, about like the same things that kind of Skip was just referencing in his tweet, like, oh, when are we going to get back to the game? And I think that kind of got overlooked because it was in the moment too, and it's different than like a tweet, like live television is. But to your point, like, yeah, I think everybody was sort of thinking that, but at the same time, it's Skip's responsibility to kind of know the timing of it, especially since a tweet, although, it's tweets can kind of be unfiltered thoughts, which I think is the whole point of Twitter, is to, tweet out things that aren't fully thought through. And sometimes that bites people in the ass. And I think it bit him in the ass for sure.
I'll make my position clear. I think Skip was wrong to tweet it. And I think his timing was incorrect. And it, okay, let's take it this way, right? You have a family member, like, terrible injury. You don't know if they're gonna make it, right? Your first sentence out of your mouth shouldn't be like, oh, what's dinner going to be like tonight? Right? Like, that's not your first worry.
I agree.
Your first worry is like, what's the situation? How can I help? What's their status? Like, right? And we know that personally. Like, I'm certain most of my friends and family would, if I got injured and like was on a breathing tube, they wouldn't care about like, oh, how's Spencer's assignment tonight going to be due? Like silly stuff like that. They're not.
That just kind of goes out. Yeah.
Right. So that's the problem with Twitter is that he probably had the thoughts that we did, like, oh, I hope he's all right. But then he had time to think about it and then write it and then share it with everyone in the world. That's what's crazy about Twitter is it's you get the afterthoughts and the second things and the like all that. So I don't know, man.
And I don't want to seem like too much of a Skip sympathizer too, because I think a lot of the things about his show, and for those of you who are kind of up to date with this stuff, it's kind of a direct competitor with First Take on ESPN, where it's just a debate style show. that happens in the mornings, and obviously like hot sports topic debates have been a big seller recently, and people like watching it. But I'll just say in closing too, like Skip and Shannon's show, I think over the past even like year, you can kind of like see the decline just because of Skip's arrogance. Really, like Shannon, I think is great, and he's been kind of, in my opinion, carrying the show because Skip. He's like 72. He kind of says the same thing, talks about the same topics like every day. What I like about ESPN's version is Stephen A. Smith always has a rotating cast around him, and it brings a little bit more diversity, new characters. FS1 has just become Skip talks about Tom Brady, who, by the way, like I love Tom Brady, so that's part of the reason why I can tolerate Skip.
Yeah.
But he's always talking about Tom Brady. He's always talking about the Cowboys because he loves the Cowboys, and he's what else? Baker Mayfield, LeBron. He's an infamous kind of like LeBron skeptic. Anyways, that's all to say. I think Skip is sort of getting the slice of humble pie that he deserves through all of this. Although I don't think he deserves to be like fired for it at the same time. Like I think the social ramifications of what he's receiving and the backlash is enough. But I don't think that what he said is worthy of like, we should like ban this guy off of everything and he should be fired from his job. That's my position.
Right, and so that gets in the debate. Maybe we can do that at a later time. We'll move on to our next segment, but that gets into debate of we can get into cancel culture.
Yeah, that's one we should definitely get into that.
Like,
we should. Next podcast, COVID and cancel. No.
We'll get some controversial takes from Anthony. Our views will explode after that.
Just clickbait the title.
Exactly. I hear you, man. And I understand what you're saying about Twitter and the mob mentality. And it's very easy to feel self-righteous in a situation like that. Like, I thought about him. It's like, have you in all situations in your life? Probably not. You've probably been happy somebody got hurt, right? Like, that's humanity. So there's nuance to it. I get you.
On one more on the positive side too, just like obviously the outpouring of support too that this generated in terms of prayers and people donating to his charity. I think that's like over $5 million, and it was less than 10,000. So that's awesome. And obviously, I think Spencer would agree. Like our thoughts and prayers are obviously with him and his family, and we hope he makes a speedy and full recovery. Like we mentioned at kind of the beginning of this, it sounds like he got really lucky and is gonna, hopefully be back to full health soon. So happy to hear that.
Me too, man. And he seems like a good guy on top of that. So that's
absolutely,
that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so our next segment, Anthony, let them know what's happening.
Well, so we did mention before that we both had birthdays that have occurred recently. And so two of our good buddies that we knew in college and lived with in college, Mr. James Parrish and Casey Sweet, are actually going to be coming on today's episode because they have a surprise birthday gift something for us. So we're finding this out live too. Exactly. We have no idea what it's going to be. So we got to get these guys in here and
we're going to jump over there. I'm going to make a quick cut and we'll see you there. All right. We're here, Anthony.
We are back.
Our boys here, James and Casey. So James is in our bottom left corner right there. And Casey is right below me over here. So we're excited. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, dude.
Yeah,
excited to be here. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here.
Absolutely. Blessed. Hashtag blessed for sure. Well,
hashtag.
Well, we talked about dramatic things before we came on with you guys.
We did. This is a fun segment.
Yeah, so we talked about, gambling addiction and cancel culture and
COVID.
COVID. So
That'll be a separate episode.
Yeah, no, we're just having a good time and talking. So, we want to jump right in to the surprise you guys have for us for our birthdays. So, I believe is that Sweet that has made the surprise? Okay, go ahead, Casey.
Handmade.
Handmade. What?
Handmade. That is a true statement. This is a handmade gift to you both. They're two separate items. But yeah, we were hoping to show you guys on the podcast. So, Spence, I think we'll start with yours first, since your birthday was the furthest away from today. Gotcha. I feel like that's fair to catch up.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So, is there a way I can share my screen on here?
Yes, I'm nervous about it, but let's try it.
Okay, Spence, you ready?
I'm ready.
We need a drum roll.
I think I have it all queued up, so this should go as planned, but we'll see.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
What even is that? What?
Is this AI generated?
No, this is a handmade.
It's hand drawn, guys.
By who?
Hand drawn. Wow.
It's hand drawn from a lady out of Ukraine, actually.
What?
Ukraine.
She makes these caricatures. And so, Spence, this is your amazing caricature.
Did you?
I love the towel.
Yeah, I'm kind of like a badass chick over here. Oh my god. I'm a baddie. What? Like, did you send in a picture to this person?
Yeah, you don't remember
Possibly. Possibly.
No, I don't
remember this photo.
Yeah, this was at the 5 Mile House.
Oh yeah, this is
an exact replica.
That's right. It was a candid photo of me getting out of the shower. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You had your tiny little window in the bathroom there. It's the same window right there.
It's true. I remember that window.
Oh my god, dude. That's incredible, honestly.
So yeah, I will send this to you eventually.
Thank you.
Either still in JPEG form, or I might even get a low Q canvas on it.
Ooh.
I put it on a low Q canvas, and then you can carry it around with you for the rest of your life.
Sweet, I owe you one. Casey, I owe you one so big right now.
Hey, no, James had a lot of say in all this too, so thank him.
Yeah,
all
right.
Can I talk about what looks like melted candle wax like on my counter?
That's true. Hey, you were a little messy back then, so I think it kind of fits.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Okay. Thank you, man.
Hey, of course, dude. I'm glad you like it. It was we thought long and hard about the perfect caricature to get you, and this is what we came up with.
That's so nice.
All right.
I feel honored. Wow.
So.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Is it Anthony's turn?
What?
Now it is Anthony's turn.
Oh God, what do we? I don't know what to expect. Am I going to be in a bathtub if he's in a shower? Like.
Well, what? I don't know. Take a guess. What's your guess?
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna be in a bathtub or taking a dump. Or playing the clarinet, but I don't know. We'll see. Or a combination of all three. That'd be cool.
What? Taking a dump in a bathtub?
In the bathtub playing the clarinet. There you go. No, I don't think you guys got that clever.
Well,
let's see it.
Let's see it. All right. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Oh! The Glizzy Gobbler.
The Glizzy Gobbler in the bar next to the pool table.
That's pretty sick. I don't think Spencer's even compares. I gotta be honest. This could be like my new profile picture.
All handmade out of Ukraine.
That's awesome. Now, I think if I'm not mistaken, this is actually like my caller ID picture for you, James, right? Like the real photo of this?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, this photo did happen in real life. I'm fully aware.
It's probably one of my favorite photos of you, if I'm being honest.
The Glizzy Gobbler. I don't know what else to say. That's pretty awesome.
Oh my god, dude!
The bar in the background is
really
like
good.
Sick.
It is. It's like
the bar is very
awesome. Why is it empty though? Why aren't you guys there? Why is it just me? I'm just hanging out with glizzies in my mouth and by myself.
We wanted it to be historically accurate, so.
I was not expecting that. Oh my god.
I was not either. I got to be honest. That was a curveball. That was the definition of a curveball.
Wow.
Hey,
this is on the internet
gotta keep on your toes, you know.
It is.
Oh my god, dude.
So it worked out super well. It was great. So
dang.
That was sick.
You're making me like cough up a lung. Oh
I will be sending that your way, and so you guys can check it out on your own screen, or I might even do I was thinking a little cute canvas thing. So then, like Bithel, on all your travels back and forth to Philly, you can just carry it with you everywhere you go.
I think that's your new screensaver, bro.
It should be.
On your
It's got to be something. You know what? Emily should use it as her screensaver. It's like, oh, who's your boyfriend? You just show her that pic. That's him. No, I'm just kidding.
That's the one.
There you go.
Well, thank you, Casey. Thank you for our gift. That was so kind to you. Yeah, that was
Casey and James.
Yeah, and James, appreciate your input on those images. You know,
Casey did the grunt work.
You're just getting served dinner over there, huh?
Yeah, little flatbread.
Yeah, what's for dinner?
Flatbread pepperoni pizza.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Made by the lovely wife.
Oh,
One bite, everyone knows the rules. All right, well, now you got to score it. One bite, everyone knows the rules. So what do we got here?
All right, now let me preface. I'm usually not a flatbread pizza. I'm very much a Chicago. I like the deep dish. I like the bread.
It's not your style, is what you're saying.
Typically.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty dang good.
All right.
I'm going to give it a solid 7.3.
7.3.
Right.
That's pretty high.
That's pretty good, man.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd be chowing down on some pizza right now if I had it.
Yep.
Me too.
Oh, all right.
Me
Thank
too.
You. Yeah. Okay, sweet.
Can't recommend.
Well, guys, that was really great. Let's do a quick little intro to who you are, just for the people at home. Okay, so James, because Casey, unloaded that amazingness on us. Give us a quick
yo.
Unloaded amazingness on us.
I like that phrasing. It's good.
All right, Spencer.
How are you doing, Spencer? Are you feeling a little
I'm doing great, bro.
It's an interesting way. Anyways.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that back. He showed us.
No, don't take it back.
No,
you stand by it.
He showed us.
It is out there.
I can edit that.
No, we're not. We're leaving it in. Leave it
in. Anyway, James, give us a rundown of how you met the both of us and what your first thoughts were on the spot.
So Spencer, I think I met you your freshman year, actually, which would have been my sophomore year.
Yep.
Music was the main connection for us because we both play guitar, and so he brought out your guitar. I think it was like the third day of school or something like that, and we ended up just getting together with some other guys who also play guitar and just jamming out. And I think we were gonna do like weekly jam sessions that lasted for about 1 week. Yeah, and then after that, it was just after that, I reconnected with you via Casey because Casey and I were close since our freshman year. And fun fact, Casey and I have lived under the same roof for 6 consecutive years before each of us got married. Anyways, little tidbit there.
Couldn't get enough of each other.
Yeah,
exactly.
That unloading that amazingness is what he couldn't get enough of, bro. That's it.
But yeah, and that's how I met Spencer. And then Anthony, I feel like I knew of you, but we didn't like officially meet / talk to each other until we were both actually moving into the 5 Mile house. Or we both knew that we were going to be in. I remember seeing you in the hub at Whitworth, the like main central area. And I just went over, introduced myself, and was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be living with you for the next year." But like, I think we both knew of each other at least, just didn't connect. But yeah, so yeah, that's how I met the both of you, and lasting lifelong friendships.
That's right, bro.
There you go.
Yep. Okay, Casey, how about you, man?
Yeah, so I think, like James said, we were the same year. So I met the both of you guys your freshman year, which was my sophomore year at Whitworth.
Right.
And so I know for sure, I don't know who I technically met first, but I know I got to know Spence before I got to know Anthony. And that was because you guys lived right next door to us, actually, on the top floor there. We were in the Room of the Gods, one of the famed rooms of Macmillan.
Yep.
And you guys were just next door. And Spence, you'd come in to our room all the time, stop in for a chat. And let's see, you joined our small group, right?
That's right.
I think at one point. And then Anthony, I don't remember when I first got to know you, but did you join the small group towards the end of that year? I don't remember.
I don't think I did until we were in 5 Mile, but I just remember there was a point where Spencer started stopping by the Room of the Gods, and then I can't remember how it happened, but then I just started showing up there too.
Yeah.
And it was just a natural thing that happened. But I can't remember maybe it was because I started talking to Andrew, who we got some fun stories about Andrew, and maybe we'll have to get him on here sometime. But he was one of Casey's roommates for a couple years there. But I think I started talking to him first, and then maybe that's how it started coming in.
Probably. Yeah.
I remember distinctly you came over to their house. We were I thought we watched something, watched a movie, because they had a couch and a TV.
Oh, maybe that was it. Yeah.
I know. It was something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. And we had a couple nights of playing video games and stuff too, so that might have been it as well. But yeah, there was no definite moment where I met Anthony. It was just kind of a slow process, and then now we got our 4-man crew here.
Here we go.
That's right, dude. That's right.
The Thumb Men.
Yeah, the Thumb Men. Oh yeah, we'll get into that at a different date. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, all 3 of you guys were in my wedding. That's the impact that we've had as a friend group. So it was and then the rest of us were in those two's wedding. So it's all reciprocal, man. And we're gonna stay away from the marriage topic for Anthony. But
hey, all right. Wasn't gonna say anything. No,
I did it. I'm staying away from it, Anthony. That's what I'm doing.
Oh no, you're good. The days are counting down.
There you go. That's right, baby.
There you go.
Good stuff. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
All right, fellas. We're running out of time, but
gotta have you back on.
We're gonna have you back on, and I want you to give the people, the many viewers of this show, one piece of advice that you've learned for all your years. One piece of advice.
On the spot.
So
I'm gonna be on the spot.
I'm talking to give you a little time to think about it, okay? But I think we're gonna start with Casey, and then we'll go with James to end up. I know. If you want, we can put Anthony on the spot. Anthony, you got
Whoa,
advice?
no. I mean,
Get him on.
Yeah, he's one of the hosts. Get him on first.
All right. Well, I'll give shoot. What's some good advice? It's the beginning of the new year. Okay. Well, here's the thing. It's just really general. It's not very like deep or philosophical. We can save that for another time. But I heard somewhere, some statistic is out there that most people's New Year's resolutions are forgotten by like the middle or end of February. So if you're a viewer and you made some New Year's resolutions, or maybe you haven't yet, but you're still figuring those out the first week of the year, try and stick to it through at least like March or something. Like go beyond the normal statistics. There you go.
That's right. Don't be a statistic.
Don't be a statistic.
That's the advice. Yep.
February is like already almost here, so
That's right.
you got to make it into the spring. You know,
There it
at
is.
least.
I'll give some New Year's advice too. Help you guys out. I think my biggest one: pay off your credit card debt. Okay.
Whoa,
Make it happen.
are you?
Not you guys.
Credit card
You
debt?
guys are fine. You guys are fine. I'm sure of it because you guys make.
Wait,
more
so I
money
can
than us.
rack it up? I don't have to pay it off?
Yeah, you're good. You can go into let's go. Yeah, no. I'm speaking to all the people out there. Unless it's a big one, like a mortgage, like a car, I don't know, something big, medical bill. Okay, we have tough times. It's okay. But don't be letting yourself drown. Make it happen and pay it off, okay? So you feel better.
All right.
It's like, it's I don't know. I feel passionate about it because I feel like it brings a better, happier life. If you can
There you go.
try to be smart with your finances. I don't know. This is my own advice too. So, but yeah, there's my piece of advice. All right, Casey, you got one?
Gonna be honest, mine was gonna become financially literate, make it a new year
That's-
solution, but there it goes.
That's a different
That
one.
was-
No, that's different.
It is different.
It's a little more specific.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
But
actually,
yes.
Like
General,
when I hear financially literate, I'm thinking like stock market as well. Like
That's
start
investing.
looking into
That's
that.
fair. Yeah. Okay, so that would be to combine the both of yours in a sense. I think a good New Year's resolution for people is to become financially literate. And now I'm not saying I am financially literate by any means, but just kind of like, start to learn about it just a little bit. Just kind of see like what a good financial path looks like.
Yeah.
And start to look up the Dave Ramseys of the world and just kind of see, like a very basic financial plan that Dave Ramsey offers. And just kind of see what happens, see where it takes you. It'll be a little tough at first, but if you look at the math, 5, 10, 20, 40 years from now, life will be amazing. Life will be so great. So it'll change your life. It's tough, but it'll change your life. So I think, and I get real excited about it. I'm a big numbers guy. And so I like learning about it a lot. So it's kind of fun. So that's my advice.
I like it.
That's great advice, man.
Big brain. It's
Yeah.
good.
Thank you, Casey, that's wise advice, man. I love it. All right, James, you're on the clock.
All right. I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to go more of an emotional side, more of like a personality rather than life skill. Well, I'd view it as a life skill either way. There's this guy at my work, and I look up to him very much. He's our CFO. And he was talking with me one time about his life and personal stuff and things like that. And he said, I'm often described as being nice, but not sensitive. And I think that is my piece of advice. Be nice, but not sensitive. Be able to meet people where they are and just relate to them. But if they fail you, because they're human and they will, don't be sensitive about it. Just pick it up and move forward. So be nice, but not sensitive.
I like it.
That's good advice, guys. Man, you guys are like
Dang.
sage old men.
Our
Well, yeah,
viewers are
thanks
going to be
for
so
putting
much
us on
smarter.
Not like that.
Yeah, just think if we had some time to really think about it, how smart we would be.
I wanted honest, right off the top, yeah. But thank you guys for your time. Really appreciate it. I think we're definitely going to have you on as guests and
100%.
at some point in the future, and we can talk some old college stories.
The 5 Mile House,
the
man.
5
That's
Mile
the
House.
big one.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot.
that's
There could be hours
ton.
about that.
oh 100%.
Part 1 and part 2. There you go.
So we'll definitely have to do that soon, guys. Okay.
Great.
All right, fellas. All right.
Good to you.
We will see you later.
Peace.
Peace.
So long.
I think we're about ready to wrap it up, right? So
We are, man.
I'm just thinking it'll be a fun conversation next week. We I think you probably mentioned it at the beginning, but Spencer was a little sick last week, so that's why this one's a little bit delayed, but hopefully, we're not, and also I think we should say too, it's not like we're both pretty flexible, so I'm sure things are going to come up, randomly, so it's not going to be like an every, week thing necessarily, or every this specific day or time, right? So we'll just kind of pump it out as it goes.
And us two dummies started it during the holidays, so
right, that's kind of a busy, notoriously busy time. So
we'll try to be as consistent as possible, but really this is for us, and we're just gonna have fun with it. So
exactly.
That's basically it. So Anthony, any final thoughts for the pods?
No, I think that was a pretty good one. Pretty fun. We we had some serious topics. We had some fun topics, obviously there. Our caricatures. So
hilarious, bro. I love that.
That was awesome.
Sweet. All right. We will see you guys next week. Peace.
Adios.